Okay, so this is Isza Turaak Donnchadh. Now, that which is my righteous name, and which is not very new. I've actually been using it the past year or so. Since this past year. Now, I've gotten several questions, messages, concerns about that, and I'm going to sit here and take a minute to explain myself. Now, I'm going to start off by the reason why I use my righteous name now, and it is because I've been building with the nation of gods and earths, particularly with my teacher, Divine Life Allah, and that brings me to my first righteous name, Isa, which is actually, it translates in Arabic to Jesus. Now, Isa is spelt with I-S-Z-A, and I was given this righteous name because, well, as you know, I am colored meaning that I am white, all right? Now, so therefore, son of original man meaning the Asiatic black man. So there it is, Isa. Isa, I spell with I-S-Z-A as in intelligent, supreme, zigzag, zig, Allah. Now, Allah, do I consider myself a God in the flesh? Absolutely. Do I consider every man, every honorable, righteous man I see as a God in the flesh? Absolutely. I do not believe that God is a spook in the sky. Now, that's a whole nother conversation I can have another time. This is just about the name, which to many of you is new because I just gotten around to putting it on my Facebook. I've been using my righteous name everywhere that I go, whether it's for business, for friendly interaction when I meet someone new. That's how I've been introducing myself by now. For family and friends who have known me throughout my whole life, still call me TJ, and that is fine. I'm not going to protest it. It is my honorable name. It is the name that my parents had given to me, and I respect that. And I am not, and do not get me wrong, I am not taking a dump on my honorable name, which is Thomas James Donahue, TJ Donahue. Now, which brings me to Turaak, the next part of my name. I put it in my post, my full righteous name, just seconds ago. And my sweetheart of a grandmother asked me to translate in her comment. So this is what I'm doing. Now, Turaak is actually a stage name I started to use before I ever started getting knowledge about who I am and who we all are in the world. So, and I started using the stage name Turaak because, well, Jesus was my previous stage name as a hip-hop artist, and it was a little too offensive, and I decided to go a little more mainstream at the time. So I used a video game character who was a really badass dinosaur hunter. Now, Turaak is actually of Middle Eastern origins, just like most names are. And Turaak, I spelt it with the Supreme Alphabet, which in the Supreme Alphabet means truth, universe, ruler. Allah's Allah, king. That goes back to why I'm Isa. Now next is Donnchadh. Now I have to thank my father and my whole side of that family and our ancestors and the ancestors before them for this one. This is actually in my blood, Donnchadh. Now, Some people might pronounce it Donaka, Dunka, but it's really just Donak. Now, that actually, it's funny. My last name, Donahue, actually came from that name. That was actually the original name before the English and Anglo-Saxons came into Ireland and started persecuting its people and messing with their names and the way they speak and changing the way they speak, changing the way they live, and so on and so forth. So I'm basically taking that back as kind of a birthright. And Donka actually translates to brown, chief, or noble, or king. So, which, yeah, as a God in the flesh, using righteous names that that imply that, well, that I'm a king. This is our world. This is our universe, and how we create and manifest its energy into positive or negative ways. There are too many people out there that use good things to do bad things, is the best way I could explain it at the moment. Now, this video is not about that. This is just on why I use the name that I use now, and which goes to my last name, Ra, R-A. Now, many of you know Ra is the Egyptian sun god, well, god of the sun, most powerful thing that we know in the universe, which is a star. So sun, I replace the universe with the cipher, and therefore I that's why I call myself the sun god, Ra. And so yeah, there you have it. That's the best way to explain it. And to those of you wondering, oh, is he gone Muslim now? Is whatever, jihad, whatever. No, I do not call myself a Muslim. I practice righteous Islam, and which is very different than what people conceive as Islam. Now, now, that's a whole nother conversation I could have another day. And no, I'm not one of those Muslim terrorists running into buildings and blowing themselves up, screaming Allahu Akbar, telling everyone not to eat pork, which I don't eat pork, and I could tell you why, but I'm not going to go around and shove it in everyone's faces. No, I'm not that type of person, and I'm not an extremist. So yes, there you have it. Isza Turaak Donnchadh Allah. All right, Ra, the sun god. There you have it. Oh, I just scratched my nose on the camera. Peace.